Bromley Borough Foodbank opened its doors in 2010. Since then, it has fed 25,000 adults and 19,000 children across the borough. In 2020 alone, it has supplied food packages to more than 5,000 people. From humble beginnings, the food bank has grown into a well-oiled machine and now employs a project manager, a liaison officer, warehouse manager, over 90 volunteers and 200 referral agencies. This enables the team to feed thousands of people in a time of crisis.
My name's David. I've been doing this for nearly 5 years. My role started off just by being a general sorter, but I ended up becoming the driver. Pick up from the stores and deliver to the distribution centres which are around Bromley area.
It's ever so important for us to know how much stock's being delivered. So we have a book that keeps a note of all the stock that's come in and all the stock that's gone out to the different centres, or stock that might have been sadly out of date that we couldn't use. And here's typically a delivery that's just come in of stock. Then the stock will be weighed in on the scales and we'll keep a record of exactly how much we've received. This would then go to one of our sorting tables. All this stock that you see here lined up is waiting to be sorted, and it'll all be sorted by product type and by date.
My name's Toby, and with some volunteers who are working out there, we help to put together all of the food packages that go out to the clients each day, get them ready, select the stock that they need, and then send them out with the drivers that come in about 1:30. Clients will go to what we call a referral agency, and referral agencies are varied. Some of them are schools, some of them are social care centres, some of them are community centres. And those referral agencies will speak to the client, understand what their situation is, and they will raise what is called an e-voucher, which goes into the Trussell Trust system. That gets passed across to us, and then someone from our team will then get in touch with the client, talk through what their situation is, talk through the size of their family, any dietary requirements that they may have, and generate what we call a picking list, which is almost a shopping list of the things that they need, which is then what the volunteers then put into bags and get ready to be delivered.
It's not only food that we provide, but we do provide toiletries. There's always a toilet roll or two in every pack, as well as things like shower gel, shaving foam, razors.
We have a lot of people who are increasing amount of people that are on that are working, but they're classed as the working poor on a low income, people that are on universal credit, benefit delays, people that have been furloughed due to COVID-19 now, uncertainty of when they're going back to work. We have people who are in domestic violence situations, have to flee their home. We have so many different reasons why people would need to use a food bank. So that's why we're here to help those that need food support.
We have our warehouse now in a building which is at the very beginning of the Civic Centre area. We have it free of charge because long term this building will be used for something else. I can't emphasise how much a facility like this is really important to us.
This selection of stuff here, this is going to the Oak. This is for the distribution centre. So having unloaded the stuff and weighed it in, this has all been weighed out. So we've now got to put it in the van, take it to Orpington for the distribution centre, so that it can be given out to people when they turn up with their vouchers.
My name's Roger. I'm a manager at the Oak Church for Food Bank. It's one of about 4 different food banks in Bromley. We have a team of roughly about 6, and we see clients when they come in. I also do the e-voucher system.
It's not only about giving out the food, it's having that one-to-one when the clients come in. You've got someone that will come in straight away and say, oh, would you like a cup of tea? You've got different people do different things, but we try and make it as friendly as we possibly can, because we know it's quite difficult for someone to walk through the door. This is what we call our porter cabin, and this has got the food all date sorted, all type sorted, and This is where we will make up the parcels as the clients come in, and it's the same food for everybody, and it's just different quantities for different family sizes. We do have food for vegetarians, we do have food if you've got a special diet. We've been very lucky by the public that they've supplied food for celiac people, gluten-free people, so we have a big selection of food.
We try and help a client as best we can, and that varies entirely on the person, and we will try and signpost them to either Citizens Advice Bureau or debt agency, or maybe the housing.
If we can signpost people by the time they've come to us because they've lost their job or another situation, they're already hitting debts, they're already having family problems. Some people have become homeless and had to move away from family and friends. So by then coming to us and having that cup of tea and having that chat, I found that people aren't coming back so often, because once we put them in touch with an agency that can help, they can follow that through. They'll stay with that agency. So I think sometimes it's not just about the food now. A big part of Foodbank is signposting.
So my name's Amanda Stone and I'm the new project manager for Bromley Borough Foodbank. Today we're at my office, which is Orpington Baptist Church, and this is somewhere that I've been working quite remotely, particularly over the last 6 months. We work with a network of Trussell Trust, so they can help us navigate supplies that are coming through and feed information, and then we can then send that out to the managers in all the various different areas. The biggest challenges at the moment is trying to encourage the council's awareness of the needs within our borough, and trying to meet the various needs of the people within our borough, so we're having a good picture of what it is that's led them to this particular time of crisis financially. What's caused their underlying problems, and then trying to work out which agencies we can work with effectively. The work of Bromley Borough Foodbank is really important, because without it we know that there will be people within our borough that would be going without food.
There is something of a stigma associated with it, which we should try and do away with, because the people that end up coming here aren't doing it because they want to, they're doing it because they have to.
I think the biggest obstacle would be awareness. Awareness that we really need the food bank, and awareness that there are people in our borough that desperately need our help. I think because we're quite a well-off borough, that isn't always recognised.
So in terms of what people can do to help, in most supermarkets you'll see the bins behind the checkouts. If you're able to, put a few extra things in your trolley and drop them in those bins once you go through the checkout, that would be great.
They can go online to the Bromley Borough website. You can put your details if you'd like to volunteer.
Or you can donate if you want. You don't have to come and volunteer, but there is a donation scheme that you can have.
And we have a thing called the 200 Club, and you could become a member of the 200 Club, whereby you give £5, £10, £20 a month on a regular basis, because regular giving helps us know we've got long-term security.
I do wish that there was no need for Foodbank. We don't want to do this for its own sake. We do it because people need the food that other people very generously are providing.